Hello, my dear Gemini. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between June 1st and June 15th, 2018, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked video, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and show me the love, okay? I put astrological information for the month of June in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it. So if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person of the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. I've added a new deck to my general readings that I have used successfully for my private clients for long periods. The lovely Osho Zen I will use for the more spiritual mid-month readings. The new deck is the Druid Craft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Cargom, illustrated by Will Worthington. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, when I open your deck here, I see Nine of Swords and King of Swords. So some of you might be anxious over an air sign person, or it's you that's being anxious over something that's within you. So King of Swords is usually Aquarius, but might be a Gemini as yourself, or Libra, of course. And the Nine of Swords is like the thoughts in your head is driving you crazy, or maybe this King of Swords is driving you crazy. So with Nine of Swords is like anxiety, sleep deprivation, worrying, thinking dreadful things about what's going to happen, or mourning what has happened in the past. So usually we don't live fully in the now. This guy seems to be living fully in the now. He's very awake and aware, but this person is living in a they have it cozy here in their bed, but they're living in a nightmare of their own head. Okay, so I'll see if I make this. I kind of cracked a nail, so I call the divine with love and light, so I don't want to get glue on my cards. So, and when I open the deck here, I see Two of Wands and the King of Swords. So with the Two of Wands, you're trying to hold your horses. You're trying to stop maybe this air sign person to cause confusion in your life. With the Two of Wands, we use self-control. We kind of say no. We set up boundaries. It also a doorway. It's like a doorway between the old and the new, and it's also like sliding doors, because it's a matter of choice. And if you choose one thing, the other chance is going to wither away. So we want to choose wisely. But with the Two of Wands and the King of Swords together, we're usually very wise. Okay, we see things from an above perspective, and we are clear-headed. We are ready to make a good decision that will end the pain and the anxiety and the things that we saw in the Nine of Swords card. So it might be that you're putting up rules also for yourself, you know, catching yourself when you're thinking sad stories, or painting a gruesome picture of the future in your head. So you're taking control here. That's a good thing. Okay, so I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have Death together with King of Swords. So Death card is number 13. It's connected to 4 Emperor, like big civilizations that starts are on top and then wither away and dies. So the Death card is kind of leaving room for new things to develop. So if you are throwing out one emperor through the door, maybe you have another coming in as like it's an exchange of energies here. It doesn't have to be like that. The Death card is transformation overall, so it can be this with your thoughts in your head. If you are able to use the self-control every time you're aware that you're thinking bad thoughts, you are changing the tune in your head. That's a transformation in itself, a very good transformation. And an easy way to do this is what I have taught you before. It's about like if you can feel your inside of your body, if you can feel your pain, you will actually probably not be able to think at the same time. And also when you put the tension inside your body, you start heal it. So when you put attention to your wounds and stay with it without making sad stories or making yourself more worried, just staying with the pain and rolling out the red carpet to it, and just embrace it and say, I accept I feel pain here and there and whatever. I accept that I worried about this. It will actually calm you down and make you more awake and more aware. As soon as you lose consciousness, you will start thinking again. When you catch yourself, you start feeling the inside of your body, and that's a transformation that's happening just there. Okay, so the 6 elements, I call the 6 elements earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Gemini viewers. We have a Prince of Pentacles here, so some of you might be dealing with an earth sign. This is usually Taurus, but might be a Capricorn or a Virgo as well, or a person that doesn't want to take the next step in a relationship. It's not saying that all Capricorns or earth signs are like this, but this card is he's a very shy person, hiding behind their shield and holding back their horse. So it might be you, Gemini, that's you don't want to have, maybe you are thinking that the past will repeat itself in the future, or some person does. So I call all these entities to come here today and give us a clear view reading. For my dear Gemini, I want my dear Gemini to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So, my dear Gemini, I will just tune in to you and your energy for a few seconds. I have a ginormous wasp inside of here. Again, I think it's trying to find some way to make a new house. Okay, so wasps are usually war. This is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. And in the past we have the Death card. And yes, here we have a King of Wands, so it might be a Leo. I just was going to say that I saw the Queen of Coins showing their face there, and then the Leo came forward. It doesn't have to be a Leo. It can be a Aries or Sagittarius, and the Queen of Pentacles is usually Virgo, but maybe a Taurus or Capricorn as well. And it might just show King of Wands here. It's about following your soul, creating the life you want for yourself. Queen of Coins is about creating your inner garden, and Death is about transforming the things that didn't work into things that actually do work. So we need to sacrifice the old to bring in the new. Okay, so some of you might have sacrificed relationship with these people or something else. And here we have Justice also, Ace of Pentacles. So justice is balance. You want to create balance between people, fairness, justice, high moral. And it's Ace of Pentacles, so it's a new chance. It's like an embryo. It's ready to be, maybe not even an embryo, maybe just an egg ready to be fertilized. And it needs to be fertilized by you too. It's like a chance, an opportunity, but you need to make the right choice and make things happen. And Ace of Pentacles usually come after death, so it's rather interesting that they come like this, because when you have sacrificed something old, something new takes its place. It's like when some water rush out, new water rush in. So, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, and here we have in the future a Page of Wands. So Page of Wands is about following your longing. It can also be messages. It might also be a longing for social situation, might be a longing for dating. It might be longing for creating. It's some kind of longing. It's some kind of fiery passion burning inside of you, wants to be expressed on the outside, maybe as a message or as a creative endeavor, a journey, a social encounter, or just, texting someone or reaching out to someone and try to make some more adventure in your life. So, okay, this is your past, so it's probably might be your whole life as well. Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles is this with the Virgo lady that's stuck up her head. This with making an inner beautiful garden for yourself. So with self-love, starting to take care of yourself, listen to your body, listen to your emotion, thereby finding a better foundation for yourself, becoming more rock solid. So sometimes we need to be alone to do this. We need to sort out the social situation that doesn't work and doesn't support us in this transformation. So it's not forever. It's just when you are making this great foundation for yourself, then you can't have people questioning you all the time or saying that this is wrong or making you feel unsettled or anxious or disharmonic. So 9, it's still a 9. We had the 9 of Swords. This is 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a good card. It's not. It's about self-love, while 9 of Swords is like being alone with your gruesome thoughts. But here it's like finding your inner garden and making your body into a habitable place. So if you have healed your body, if you are able to stay inside your body as I suggested, eventually you have cleaned out that space and it becomes your temple, and then it doesn't matter what happens on the outside because you are fine with your inside. Okay, so if usually we're scared of things like what people would do, well, or what will happen, because we are scared of the feelings that this might cause inside of us. But if we are starting to see our feelings as friends and listening to the messages and taking care of them, they won't have to go on alarming like this, and your inside space is going to be much more harmonious to live in. Okay, and here we have the Lord. So death, number 13, the Lord, number 4. So I'm thinking you're starting to take very good care of yourself, putting up boundaries, maybe ban people from your kingdom. And as I said, taking better care. So he's kind of the wall around this garden. He is the one that protects. This might be the priestess in the inside garden, and this is the one that sees to that the priestess has peace and quiet inside of there. So it seems good. It seems like you are taking good care of yourself. This might also be like with another person, and then it's of course more problematic. It's hard to stand on the outside when another person is, taking care of themselves and don't want you to bother them. So it can be lonely to be with a person that are in this kind of state. So other people might feel lonely if you have abandoned them like this. And you don't do it because of you are being cruel, and the other person doesn't do it because they are cruel. They do it because they need to find their own footing. Like, what do I love? What do I enjoy? What kind of people do I want to spend my time with? Which are my dreams? What do I want to do with the time I have to spend here? So with the 9 of Cups, he kind of sits there starting to envision the life he wants, and he is so ready to kind of fill his life with beautiful things. So he just needs to invite the guests and start living. But this is like a dream phase. It's a wish card. So when you are in the hermit phase with all these 9s, you have emptiness both inside of you and on the outside of you. So it gives you some peace and quiet, and you will know more for sure what it is that actually makes you harmonious and what kind of makes you disharmonious, because you will know this when you have more time and you spend it more in quiet self reflection. Okay, and then you will notice, okay, so when I need to invite my friends because it's my turn, I'm getting all nervous and getting tinglings in my fingers. So that's a sign of stress. So then you know something with inviting your friends make you stressed, and then you can identify exactly what it is. Maybe it's the cooking, maybe it's the cleaning, maybe it's the well, you don't know when they are going to go home, or whatever it can be, because it's not about you being rude. It's about you don't know your own boundaries. So sometimes you need to investigate those by being a little bit in the hermit mode with all these nines. And here you have a Two of Swords. So that's when you kind of don't want to tell people. Okay, you have figured out that you don't want to cook and you feel like, stress because of this, or maybe you don't like everyone in the company, but you don't want to say it because out of courtesy. So it's rude. You don't want to be rude. So with the Two of Swords is like we want to be diplomatic, and but really we're just brushing things underneath the carpet. It's things that we refuse to see or talk about or share from our heart. So instead we are bleeding in quite secret. Yes, you are an emperor and you kind of know what's making you happy, but it seems like you are unable to communicate this to the surrounding. And here we have, the Magician. And the Magician is communication. Okay, so first it's silence and then it's communication. It's kind of hangs together with this wish card. So you wish for things, but it will take, it's like you have, it was a hesitation before you could actually, what the hell, I will tell exactly how it feels. So you will call your friends up and say, I'm so sorry, guys or girls or whatever. Can we have like a party where everyone brings some food? I'm so exhausted right now. I can't really cook. It's, is it okay? And then they will say, of course, say yes. And then you find a solution to this problem. You can be nice and diplomatic and still communicate what you really feel. You just need to be smart about it. And, yes, to also trust in yourself that this what you're feeling is not because you are lazy or because you are antisocial or whatever. It's because you feel this and you have finally learned in your like aloneness a little bit in your own authority with your own, like you have aligned with yourself and you have learned to listen to yourself more, but what you hear is also something that needs to be communicated. So that's the rough part. That's maybe why we stopped listening to ourselves from the beginning, was because we didn't want to take the consequences of what we felt, because it made it difficult to be with other people. It was better to kind of ignore the inner alarm of what you were feeling, and just kind of survive it, okay, any situation, and just try to endure. And now that's kind of no option anymore, because you have come to a place where it hurts too much, and you have kind of filled, it's like you are in a room and every time you open the door a pain message wants to come through, and now it's like over your whole house. So when you open the door it will come like a tsunami wave, maybe with these kind of letters that comes in a bottle with the ocean. So it's full of them in your living room as soon as you open the door. And when you realize this, you realize that you haven't been listening to yourself for eons, and you start to do this, but then you also need to go over the threshold here to start to communicate with this, with the world, who you really are, what you really want, and all these things that you just put up with in the past is not really you. It's just something that you did to be polite or social or nice or lovable, or working in society, being part of society. But it costs too much and you couldn't continue. And actually the thing that wants to come, like the true you, is going to have much more gifts to share to said society, and then the false you, the one that you played so people wouldn't be offended. Okay, so that was the past, probably May, and here you have Cernunnos, and it's in the now, so it's the beginning of June. So I'm thinking you are digging up some strong, hefty creature here from the darkness and shadows. So I'm thinking this is what you have kept quiet about, all your opinions and all your no's and also your like go grab energy. Okay, so it's a lot of strength that you have stored down here, and usually when we do this we also store down or prevent ourselves from use the talents that these entities, archetypes within us have. So it seems like you have a treasure down here, something that can really, give some prosperity and abundance in your life. This is true powerful. So if you have been like a nice boy or a nice girl, you have a little bit more rough-edged, harsh person in the shadows, and this might be you don't want to be this person, you don't want to be this that says this awful truths, or you don't want to be this person, so you have shoved them away, and now they want to come back, and they are your true you, so you need to learn to handle them. It's just superpowers. It can, of course, like if your superpowers is flash, of course you can send away a flash in the like wrong moment and kill your best friend. That's not a good thing. But if you just keep this energy stored in the basement, you won't ever learn how to use it properly. Okay. So, and here we have a Four of Wands, so that's kind of a wedding. So it seems like a wedding between the Emperor and Cernunnos. So Emperor is Aries, Cernunnos is the devil, it's Capricorn. So it's horned creatures. So you have something very stubborn, strong, resilient, yes, all these kind of things, maybe also a little bit feisty and passionate, and yes, a go-getter, what I said, and these entities wants to come back to you and be a part of you again, be a part of the big party of being a part of your soul. So they are lost soul parts, and you might see them on the outside as very difficult, stubborn, hopeless people in your life, but they're just mirroring your shadow. So if it's not a shadow anymore inside of you, you're actually taking this energy in and starting to integrate it and making it a part of you, and also communicate the feelings and the instincts from this entity. It will eventually be suitable to be also in other people's living rooms. So it won't keep on throwing flashes. It's just that it might be a lot of anger that you have stored. So you need to start saying in the situation, I am angry. I get very upset with this. This is not at all what I wanted. So you don't have to start like a big fuss or drama. You just have to communicate so the bottles doesn't get stuck outside your door. So you just need to say it. You just need to say it. You can also say it for yourself in the beginning, like, I accept that I feel rage right now, or I accept that this person is like this. Because when you say I accept that my partner is difficult in these way, you kind of also accept that your shadow is difficult in these ways. So it's a kind of love acceptance. So it's a wedding here. Might be between an Aries and a Capricorn as well. I don't know where you fit in, but okay. And here we have the Tower. So Tower is 16, so it's 4 fours in 16. We have 4 Lord, 4 of Wands here, and this is about the foundation. We need to tear down everything that's not our true foundation, everything that's not our true face, our true expression, our natural instincts. Everything needs to be teared down, so we have the clear rock left, and the things that held through these challenges in the course of time. So the authentic parts of you is the only thing that's going to be remaining, and you can start to build again from that. So it seems like you have taken home lost soul parts and build a foundation for yourself, while you're still tearing down things in your life that doesn't work. You're still taking away things that's not authentically you. So you might, for example, catch yourself with saying something that's not true. For example, yes, I would love to do that. And then you feel, no, I really wouldn't. And then you go maybe, and either you just realize this for yourself and just, okay, so I need to do this, I promise now, or you go and say, well, with a second thought, I really don't want to do this because I already have too much on my plate. So if you can find someone else, that would be mean the world to me, because I have, as I said, too much already. And if that is the truth, that is your foundation. Okay, so you just need to start to communicate and act accordingly with who you really are, instead of kind of who you want to be. And who you really are can be, of course, sometimes an awful person, like immature person, but if that is the truth, then you need to found that foundation and build from that, because it just means that you are immature and undeveloped and needs to show this to the world, so the world can help you with kind of mirroring back what doesn't work and what do work. And then we are kind of back to square one, but we just need to build it more from the foundation, more from who you really are, instead of kind of skipping a lot of steps. But it doesn't look like that. I'm just saying, so you will have also more more love and understanding for people that actually are in difficult ways. They can't really help it if this is them. So you can always tell them, I feel it's very difficult when you behave like this, but in the same time, you can't really ask of a person to be someone else than what they are. Okay, so, and here we have the Hermit again. So it's a little bit awkward that it comes and then it comes again. But it seems like this with relationship doesn't work that well. 9 of Cups, the Tower. So you want love, you want to be social, but it's something that either it wears on you, tears on you, or like take too much of your energy. It seems like you are cycling back into the hermit mood again and again and again. So maybe you try to do something that's not like antisocial, but then you feel, no, it drains me, or I'm getting pissed at them, or something. So, but it's good. Then you're coming back to your foundation and you can regroup and digest what you have been through, and you always learn with this. So eventually you will know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And here we have a 2 of Cups. So you see, it's like I'm getting it's my neck being twisted. It's like a tennis game. So jing jing jing. Okay, so so we are lonely, but we love someone. That's what I can see. So I will try to figure this out. We have some interesting here with the Lord and Cernunnos, these horned creatures. And then we have the 2 here. So it's 2, and it's 2 here too, because it's 2 entities, or 2. It's kind of the same energy, but they are 2. Okay, so I'm thinking if you have a partner, you and your partner might be kind of exactly the same. That creates a lot of passion. Kind of says here that you are with the person that you're supposed to be with, but it's like thunderstorm, things being shattered, glass breaking. Okay, and then we don't want to talk with this person again, and then we want to talk with them. So it might be a very passionate on and off again kind of relationship, because both of you are doing the same thing. You are kind of working with taking up your strong, stubborn sides to you. So probably you're helping each other with this, and it's very lovely, but it might feel very yeah, like you're driving a car and then brakes, and then drive really fast and brakes, and you're going like this. You don't really know if are we on or are we off, are we great or are we like not so great. So I'm thinking that you need to take it more cool and not make it so personally. If a person is suddenly ghosting you, maybe they really need this. They are going through some heavy stuff with their personal growth, and you are going through some heavy stuff with your personal growth. So maybe you need occasional vacation from each other. It doesn't mean when you get upset with each other, it's probably not because you are really upset with each other. It's more that you're struggling with your inner wounds and these lost soul parts that wants to come back, and a lot of other different things that's wearing on you. So it's not a bad thing. You mirror each other and you learn all the time. It's just that maybe we need to take things a little bit less personal, take control over our lives and not control other people's lives so much. And also starting to love ourselves more and enjoy the time when we have like a vacation from whatever it is that we are working so hard on to create, like together, and here we are falling together, and then we are alone, but then we are together again. So I think you just need to accept the situation, and everything can't be like in a fairy tale, like, okay, so we met and we fell in love and we have never quarreled ever since. We are such a good match. We live in heaven. Yes, but this isn't heaven. This is hardcore spiritual work when mirroring yourself and your shadow into another person. So that's going to get you somewhere. This and with harmonious relationship might be a paradise, but it's not particularly educational for your soul. So it's got like you get many chances here. One chance and then you blew it, and then you get another chance, and then you're probably going to get angry with each other again and maybe blow it again. But okay, so 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, yes, okay, 9 of Pentacles, Cernunnos. This is all earth in this line here, and the 6 of Pentacles is equality. It's like the justice card, but it's about saying, okay, yes, you need justice, but if you give yourself justice, you will also become more mature and calm, so you won't be so occupied with the drama of it all. So you might be able to be like the bigger person. This is like a beggar, but it's actually giving people money, so that's a beautiful thing. And it's not really a beggar because he has very rich jewelry here. It's like the hermit. So I'm thinking this person that go into hibernation is actually finding treasures down there, and then they can use these treasures, probably self-love and acceptance of whatever is, even if it's like a big fat shadow, loving everything with you. And when you love everything with you, you get much more calm and secure, and then you can help other people do the same thing, and you can also use this to, as I said, calm any situation. And okay, so 6 of Pentacles can also be like over-functioning or under-functioning, taking too much responsibility, taking too little responsibility, being a victim or being the one that helps the victim. So sometimes we have a pattern, and we can be either giving too much and never being able to receive, or always receiving and therefore never grow up and becoming like an adult person. And here we have the 4 of Pentacles. So underneath the Lord, we have a little bit of a problem. The Lord, 4 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, someone being a little bit a miser. So someone giving a lot and someone being a miser. That's hard, but as I said, we can't control another person's life, and if they don't want to share things with us, of course things are going to break down. If it's not equal, if one is giving and the other one isn't, then that's a foundation built on very insecure ground. So it might be very healthy to show your boundaries in this situation. And if you don't going to give, I'm not going to give either. I will do this fun thing with my friends instead. It's and it's the same if like someone at like your company doesn't they want you there, but they don't want to share their riches with you, and you are doing everything, like using your whole self here, your creative self, your strong self, like a workhorse in this situation, and you're not getting something in return here, then you might want to bring your service elsewhere. This is the law of repulsion. When we say no to things we don't want, we're going to have less of them. So if we have a person in our lives make us feel alone and makes us feel like we are the only one that gives and never gets something in return, we might need to tell them and show them and act accordingly with what we have learned, even if it's hard. You can, of course, also be the stubborn person here, refusing to give something. And there's many reasons for this. This person doesn't do this because they are mean. They do it because they have learned that this is the best way to survive. If I don't open my heart, if I don't give of myself, if I don't show interest, I won't get hurt. I want someone, no one will steal stuff from me. And well, there's always a reason, so we don't have to take it personally, but we might want to listen to our own conclusions here. Okay, and here we have the Seven of Swords, Nine of Cups, the Tower, Seven of Swords. Okay, Seven of Swords, it's also not a great card. These two cards it's people that want good things for themselves, and they are brooding their head with this and using a lot of energy to protect themselves and to find the best solution for themselves and to do things that suits them and take care of them, and they forget about everyone else. So this is like a child, like a 3-year-old that's not they are not in this phase of giving. They are more like, I can do this myself and it's mine, and you can't have it and I won't share. And so it's someone that's gone and stuck in this, like they haven't evolved like from this. They haven't learned everything else, like, well, it's better to share because then you don't have to be alone. So it might be that you're dealing with a person that's used to have power and are kind of spoiled, and they like it best in their own company, and they might not want to share their time with you, and this is kind of boring, so you don't need it. What you need though is this person is also another you, so you need to become more like them. If you are oversharing, overgiving, you need to hold your horses and take better decisions here, become more cool. If they are cool on the outside, it's because you have your coolness in the basement, in your shadow, so you need to become more cool, and then you have learned a lesson from that person, and you don't have to torment yourself with being with someone that acts like you don't matter. Okay. And here we have a Prince of Swords, and it comes underneath Two of Swords and the Hermit. So it's very hard for me to keep track of who's who here. It might be that a Gemini is like this, that you don't want to share and you don't want to spend your energy on other people, so they can give to you, but you don't want to give back. But another interpretation here is Two of Swords, Hermit, Prince of Swords. So it's like you're rather being lonely than putting yourself in this situation, and you don't want to be rude about it. So it might be that you are going to ghost someone or disappear from someone even though you love them, because it's this dynamic that I just described, that there's not equality. So either you will leave them because you take them for granted, they are given so much, and you haven't really invested in this relationship, so it's easy for you to move on, or it is that you have invested all you had in this relationship and you got nothing back, so that's why you're moving on. And then we have Eight of Pentacles that says we can work on this. So I'm getting my head twisted here with this reading, but Eight of Pentacles, okay. We have the Hermit here, Hermit. Okay, so I think every time you have been for a while on your own, you're ready to throw yourself into the situation again because of love. It's some kind of attraction and pull between you and this situation. Either it's like the same pattern appearing at work, or the same pattern appearing with your friends, or the same pattern appearing with your partner. It doesn't matter. It's like when you have rest for a while and maybe throw some stuff, close the door, drive your car very fast away from there, and then it goes a couple of weeks, and then you're longing for them again and thinking, no, it was no problem, we can fix this, it's no and with the Eight of Pentacles, it's usually like this also, that we can fix it, especially with these cards. So I'm thinking you are in a very it's not that of big of a deal here, but it's a not so easy situation, because we don't really know where we begins and the other person ends. What am I allowed to do? How much are the other person supposed to give? What can I require from this situation? So it wouldn't be that bad if you are in this kind of relationship or situation that you seek out counseling, because that would make it you being able to be more firm and put yourself you can put up some goals, and you can also become less dramatic in this situation, so the person doesn't trigger you as much if you love them anyway. So it's no meaning to have this quarrel and being back and forth. If you love them and they are like that, maybe you can accept that they are like that, and then if they are boring, you can do your own fun. Like you can do fill your life with other things. You have 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, so it means that you have a lot of energy to your disposal to do fun things. So you don't have to have this person with you. If they don't want to play with you this day, play with someone else. I'm not meaning being unfaithful. I'm meaning make your life worth living also without this situation. So you don't put all your energy into this that really is working like so and so, but it seems like you can't really get out of it because the love is so strong. And then it's better to kind of accept the situation as it is. Okay, I'm with this person, they are stubborn, they are sheep, like the miser, and they don't want to share their time with me especially much. Okay, so then you know the schedule, it's kind of open, you can fill it with whatever you want and start to build a life of your own. When you do, it might be that they will open their eyes and find you more intriguing and maybe want to share all the fun with you. Okay, so my dear Gemini, I will read this Tower card for you. I don't think you are in such a difficult situation. It's just that you're dealing with it could be easy to solve, but it's not easy because you have emotional attachment here and there. But if you take it less personal, you accept more, you control less, and you try to fill your life with your own beautiful things, then this situation won't actually affect you that much anymore, and you will be free. Okay, so not free so you will leave this person, I don't think so, but free enough so you can have a happy life even if they are grumpy or not really on board with things. So a tower with a conical roof, reminiscent of an Irish round tower, is hit by a bolt of lightning, which partly destroys the tower and causes a fire. We see 2 figures falling headlong from the tower, a man dressed in blue and a woman dressed in red. These are the lovers we have seen before in the Lovers and Cernunnos cards. These 2 lovers there. And they symbolize polar principle, which at this moment of crisis are separated as they fall. Oak trees, the tree of the druids of tradition and stability, stand in the distance. The spiritual path or development of the self is not a gradual ascent. Instead, pretext in which little seems to change give way to dramatic peaks and deep valleys of experience. The tower represents such a dramatic phase. It seems to be depicting destruction, but one of the core teaching of the chart and of Druidcraft Tarot is that creation and destruction are both aspects of one process. And so this card often indicates that a powerful process is at work in your life, which, although it may appear dramatic or even destructive, is ultimately beneficial. Lightning is considering the world over as a fertilizing power of the sky god, and though it can be dangerous, it is highly beneficial, creating ozone in the atmosphere and fertilizing the land for miles around the area in which it strikes. I think I talked about lightning in the beginning of the reading. And Druidry, one such sky god, Taranis, is linked not only to lightning but also to the bull, the horned creatures, a powerful totem of fertility. The oak struck by lightning is one of the esoteric symbol of the unlighted, druid, and mysterious stones carved by Picts depicting a bolt of lightning can still be found in Scotland today. Yes, okay. So I'm thinking this person with their stubbornness and all these things might teach you to step into your own authority and kind of not wait around for someone else to make you happy, but actually start to make you happy yourself. So it's like you're getting this lightning power. Someone is not doing it for you, so you need to enlighten yourself. You need to put some fire in your an adventure in your life yourself. Okay, so beware of lies here. It's a little bit with lies and keeping things hidden and things like this. So don't lie yourself. And if you think someone else is lying to you, you can of course confront them. It's always good to keep an open line of communication. But you can also trust yourself that probably they are lying, and take care of yourself more and lean on this person less. If they are lying to you as well, maybe they are not such a good cliff in the storm because they are falling here also. So I'm thinking this is a calling for you to find your own strength self. So it's just that therefore you are in this difficult situation. So I will take a Sacred Rebels Oracle card for you. Faith in the process. So it's look a little bit gloomy, like the Nine of Swords card that we got, and it's talking about this process that we also heard about in the Tower card. 32. No matter how powerful we are, how much courage and strength we have, there are times when we can quite move ourselves along to the next phase of life or creating exploration. At such time, we need some divine intervention, a little help in pulling our trolley along, so to speak, when we are at the edge of our own limits and have no more personal resources. We might be left with only one spiritual power, that of fate. Fortunately, that is enough. As unlikely as it may seem, the invisible help from the universe is often more powerful, like with the Tower, than the physical effort of 1,000 men. That is because the invisible help is not limited by physical law. It can shift, bend, and move in ways that defy limitation. Yes, it can affect, evoke, and influence situation through invisible but undeniable persuasive means. You are in a situation where you cannot set right the course of events all by yourself. This is not an indication that you have done something wrong, nor does this suggest that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that there is something bigger unfolding in your life, and your willpower will be supplemented by the power of life itself. Sometimes, as a bigger plan needs to manifest for the benefit of humanity on the earth, you need to shift your perspective to realize that you are a part of a greater unfoldment of life, that your individual life serves the greater plan, and that you are not separate from its genius. This is what is happening now. You happen to be instrumental to the greater plan, and as such, you need to accept your position and be moved, while also being empowered and protected as you make personal progress through your role in that grander scheme. This is time for humility and trust. You need complete faith in the process and events that are happening. There is nothing to worry about. You will be moved most fully and easily, and with the most grace and assistance through your faithful surrender. So surrender is like, I accept, I'm feeling like this. I accept that this person is a jerk, or whatever you need to say to. And if when you say this, you usually feel some kind of relief as well. Yes, there is nothing to worry about. You will be moved most fully and easily, and with the most grace and assistance through your faithful surrender. Ironically, it is through complete surrender in total faith that we become the most empowered. And it's true, because when you say, I trust, or I accept that this person is like this, or I accept that I have no control in this situation, I don't take this personally, it's actually making you super cool, okay? And not in a bad way, like I don't care. It's more like you lift yourself up. When we are no longer trying to impede the perfection of the greater plan, we can be aligned with and moved by the process. Having faith in the benevolence of life, rather than harboring the suspicious that life is seeking to catch us out, have a joke at our expense, or carelessly toss us about as though we meant nothing, then we can relax a little bit. Having faith in the process gives you space to be curious about what is taking place, and to relax enough to be open to what we are most in need of, even if we aren't exactly sure what that is or how it can happen. The guidance from this oracle comes direct from the greater source of life itself. There is now an opportunity for you to be moved from the situation you are currently in to the next chapter in your life story. You can't do it on your own. It is too big a shift. It needs the grace of life to intervene on your behalf. So it kind of summed up this reading. And as I said, I don't feel that there's some kind of acute danger here. It's more like a shift of consciousness. When you don't see this as big problems anymore, it's when you try to take down the moon, and you frustrate yourself with trying and trying and trying and trying, and it still doesn't work. And that's when you drive yourself crazy. But when you say, okay, I accept I want the moon, and I accept that I can't reach it, then you will find your peace of mind and become calm. And you will also like accept the longing inside of you that you long after taking down the moon, but you have tried and tried and you don't reach it. So you also accept that, oh, it's most likely I don't reach it. And then when you accept and become calm, and you put yourself in this self-loving, prosperous situation where you actually take care of the things you can take care of, like with the serenity prayer, that you do the things you solve the problems you can, and the problems that you can't solve, then you for another day, kind of. So when you have done all this, you leave room for the divine to maybe bring down the moon to you. Okay, so my dear Gemini, I hope this helped in whatever situation you are in, and I want you to take really good care, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, like button, so I will read for you bright and early next time. Okay, thank you also for all the likes for the past video. So take really good care, and I welcome you back to my mid-month June reading that I will perform in the beginning of June. Okay, bye-bye.